What is going on, guys? It's Justin from the J Media, back with another video. We are back with another radio install, and this time is on my buddy Ricardo's 2016 Toyota Tacoma. So we have the radio right here. It's gonna support aftermarket radio, Apple Carplay, Android Auto. There's wireless, so it's gonna upgrade it. So the truck that we're working with today is right out here. It's a 2016 Toyota Tacoma. So this will fit all 3rd gen Tacomas from the year 2016 to 2023. So we have the box here and instruction manuals, but you guys will be having a step-by-step video. Everything is plug and play, which means no wire splicing. So a bunch of wires. These will plug into your factory wiring harness. If you have amps, stuff like that, you have some of the extra adapters. There should be a Wi-Fi dongle in here, which I'll show you guys. A bunch of different dongles for GPS, Wi-Fi, and this is the actual product. Ooh, it's gonna look so nice. So this replaces the factory head unit. So this is the OEM setup that we're working with. As you guys saw, the aftermarket setup does replace this whole piece. So we do have to transfer the air vents, which are just clips, pretty easy to pop out. So yeah, it retains a very OEM plus look to it. So the very first step, actually all the tools you need are already provided. You need these little guys. So these pretty much remove the plastic clips. I would recommend having 2. They provided 1, but I have extra ones at the house. So you would slowly pry, just wedge it in between the plastic piece and the leather and just slowly pry it out from the top and then work your way on the bottom. And behind it should be just a couple 10mm bolts. So pretty straightforward, and let's get it started. So first we're gonna kind of wedge it in between the plastic piece. You want to gently pry because you don't want to break it. You hear a little pop, just like so, and then make your way over here, little pop. Now on the bottom, you just gotta find a spot to wedge it in between, just like that, just like that. Gently wedge it, just like that. Now on this side. There we go. So just like that, the whole piece comes out. As you guys can see, we're going to be removing all these plastic clips, which again, you can use your pry tool or a flat tip Phillips screwdriver. And then for these air vents, same thing, we're going to transfer it. Really easy, just little tabs right here. So you can use same thing, your pry tool or your plastic or your flat tip Phillips, and just pry it like that. So we'll remove that later. First, we're going to get to this, removing this. So super easy to remove this. They're just 4 10mm bolts. 1, 2, on these 2 on the side. So lefty loosey, super easy. Tell them by these brackets. So just like so, should be able to remove all 10mm bolts. Now that you have all 4 10mm bolts out, you're gonna gently remove this. Get it slowly because there are wires on the back that's connected. So if you guys can see, there's a bunch of wires. All these are OEM harnesses. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pry them out. Super easy. You see this right here, little clips. So just press down, slides right out. So same thing for everyone. Just press, slide right out. And they all have different sizes, but super easy. And you don't have to memorize where everything goes, because on the aftermarket set, everything will be pretty much, like I said, plug and play. They're very specific sizes. So yeah, just like so, you're just gonna pretty much press and remove. All right, so now you have everything removed. You can see all the wires are out, and these factory harnesses you'll be connecting with the aftermarket head unit harnesses. So make sure to leave it here. As you guys can see, this is pretty chunky, pretty heavy. Obviously doesn't have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, so the new one will be a nice upgrade. So now we have this OEM piece. What we're going to do is we're going to remove all these little rate clips as well as the air vent. So I recommend using a Phillips just because it's a little skinnier than that pry tool. So what you're going to do is just kind of wedge it in between this red spot. You might have to kind of like pull it out, use your hand, but it wedges in between and you just slowly finagle it out. Just make sure to be careful not to break it. flew out just like that. So yeah, just take your time, slowly pry it out. All right, so all 10 clips are removed. So during that process, I would recommend, if you have a smaller Phillips, you can pry it, and what I would recommend is using 2 of them. So just kind of like, you know, 1 on each side, and just prying it out makes your job a little bit easier. So right now we're going to remove the actual air vents. So these tabs are a lot bigger. You can use your Phillips. So you're going to wedge it in between like so. And again, I'll recommend using a few. So if you have 1, 2 here, there's 1 more in this corner and 1 more here. So there's 3 total. So if you can kind of wedge it in between each one, it just kind of loosens it a little bit, and then you can pry it up at the same time. All right, so pretty much like I said, 1, 2, and 3, try to wedge it in the same time, apply equal force, and then gently pry it out. So as you guys can see, it kind of unclipped by itself. So again, what you're doing is the tabs 1, 2, and 3, these 3 tabs were on these little guys, so they were kind of wedged in like so. So you want to gently pry it out. So when you get it out, there's 2 pieces to it. One is the actual vent itself, and then this is the inner part, which has these little tabs. So you're going to transfer this whole piece, these 2 pieces, over to the new head unit. But before we do that, let's go ahead and knock out the other side. Now we have the new head unit. As you guys can tell, very similar setup, except it's a lot slimmer here. So we're going to transfer the OEM vents. As you guys can tell, there's 3 prongs as well. So the vents that's going to be facing outside, you're going to make sure this is flush like so, right? It's not sticking out or anything. And then you're going to see where these little tabs are and just slip it in here. Align your tabs so you can kind of see it's aligned, and then I would use these to gently pry it open so you can fit it. You should be able to slot 1 in first, and just like that. Yep, see, secure. So now that we have both vents in, all that's left is to transfer these 10 clips. So you can just pop them right in, just like so, super easy. So these clips will help to hold it in place. No tools needed to put it on, since it just clips right in. So it's a total of 10 clips. So highly recommend just to take your time to remove them, just because you don't want to break the clips. I will say that if you do break the clips by accident, you can, you know, pick them up from the hardware store. Or if you really, let's just say, have 8 clips and not 10 clips, I'll recommend putting the clips on the outside. And you know, the middle ones, you know, if you have broken clips, it is what it is. But the sides, you know, towards the corners is where you want it nice and secure. But now all 10 clips are in. We have the air vents transferred. Everything should work like they should. And now we can just go ahead and connect the wiring. All right, so I have everything laid out that's in the bag. So bunch of wiring here. This right here is the canvas. Pretty much think of it as, you know, part of the brain of the you know, Bluetooth module. And then a bunch of wiring. Everything's plug and play, no wire splicing like back in the day. So a lot of these will fit directly to your OEM harness. We have more wires here. Some of them will fit to this guy. For example, this black one fits right in. Let's see what else. This right here, this is for the GPS, Wi-Fi. So usually I like to tuck this on the corner of your dash. Little microphone, so you get better quality when you pick up phone calls. It does come with a backup camera as well, the small little backup camera, but we're not going to use it because on my buddy's Tacoma, it does have an OEM backup camera. But if you don't have one, you can connect it as well, which is pretty neat. And then some cables. This will be for if you want to plug in your Apple CarPlay that's wired, or your Android Auto. This should have a wireless function, but you know, a little USB port just in case. Yeah, just a bunch of miscellaneous wires, but like I said, everything has a spot. You might notice during the install that some wires are not plugged in, because like on his car, I don't think his aftermarket subwoofer or amp, but if you do, you know, you can hook it up, you have all the connections. Alright, so we figure it's a little bit easier to connect it to the factory wiring harness. So earlier there were a few different wires, so like I said, just see what fits, right? Everything is is pretty much in a different size, so just nice clip. You might notice there's a few that's not clipped on, but whatever fits to the factory harnesses, make sure to clip it on. Now we're going to go ahead and transfer it over to the new off-the-market head unit. Alright, so important one right here is the black one. It's going to connect right here beside the fuse. That's the main wiring harness where it goes to the head unit. And then another very important one you have to connect is this black wire right here, and that one goes right here. And then you might notice there's quite a few other vacant slots. I have one plugged in so far, and that's the USB cable for your wired Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. But for the other slots, you try to find, so it's a mess, but try to find some where these wires will connect. Alright, so right now what we're trying to do is try to feed the USB cable from the glove box. I would recommend popping open the little lid where the cabin filter is. So just feed it in from there. We're going to try to feed it right up here. And then we're going to connect it to this spot over here on the back of the radio. Alright, so we were able to feed this USB cable. Like I said, you don't need it since you have wireless CarPlay, but just in case, feed it to the side, and I was able to feed it right through a small little gap over there. But right now you're just going to connect this end to the back of the radio. Alright, so now everything's connected. We're going to test it out. So off camera we actually did test it out, make sure it works, but let's show you guys just to make sure everything works. So we're going to put it to accessory mode. There it goes, power up. So like I said, we tested it off camera, so the startup is a lot quicker, but the very first time, just give it a couple seconds. Takes a little while to load, let it cycle through for maybe 30 seconds. And we already have Bluetooth connected, so right away it pairs to my buddy's phone. So right here we have music playing, controls work right away. So audio works. Let me pause this. And then even the maps work as well. Cool. And in this mode, it pretty much cycles through. You have your Spotify, your maps, Apple Map, Google Maps. You could use, make calls off this. You could send messages. You have to enable Siri. So if you have your Siri blocked on your iPhone, make sure to enable it. It'll kind of let you know on the startup you do have to enable it, just so you can text message through voice command. So yeah, we tested out, text message, phone calls should work great, music works great, maps work great, connects to your phone to show the time. So now that it all works, let's go ahead and put everything back together. Alright, so pretty easy. Everything's connected, make sure it's nice and tight, everything works. So now we're just gonna feed all these back in here and then clip it back in place. Alright, a lot of extra cables, make sure they're not in the way. And then make sure it's kind of snug. And then once everything looks good, you can kind of clip it back in place. Little clip sound. Yep, everything works. Alright, so now that the radio works, one last test is to put the car in reverse just to make sure it works. It should be connected already. There we have it. Reverse works. Alright, so we're all set with the radio install. Again, if you guys want to check it out, I'm going to link the product in the description of the video. Make sure to check them out. They have it for different year, make, and models, but this one is specifically meant for the 3rd gen Toyota Tacoma. It's 2016 to 2023. Alright, so now we're going to power it on just to show you guys. Started up the truck. Powers right up in less than 10 seconds. And since we already have the Bluetooth connected, it says connected. And once you come to this screen, it is loading. And just like that, we're connected. So straight away, you could use your Spotify. You can choose where music you want to listen to. music works. And then same thing for your maps. Maps, everything works. Perfect. So there we have it, all done. I will want to say that if you guys test it out and the radio is not working, it could also be a fuse issue. So we did run into a little fuse issue with a blown fuse. That's pretty common. So check your fuse box. If you have a blown fuse, it's not going to power on. So yeah, everything's plug and play, no wire splicing. Should be a pretty easy and straightforward install. So hope you guys like it. Make sure to leave a thumbs up, hit the subscribe. Again, if you guys want to check it out, the link is in the description of the video. If you guys want to see other DIY videos, we also have a separate playlist on the channel called How to DIY Installations. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next video.